Alright guys, I told you 2 people that downloaded Kraken and commented their public IDs would win $1,000. So I'm sending $1,000 to 2 different people. You guys each have $1,000 in your account. Thanks for using Kraken. Today we have Mikki Mase on the pod. I had to go at him. He's in jail right now. I don't know if I believe all of his gambling stories, so I went at him today. Tune into the episode. Let's go. Before we get into the episode, Prize Picks, $38,000 check, one last week. Let's go. I'm on fire. I post my picks every week on IG, every Sunday for football. I post them daily on Steiny's Picks on X. So if you want to just tail my picks, go ahead and do it. I'm on fire. By the way, if you use code NELK and you just play one lineup for $5, you get a free $50. So if you play one lineup, $5, can be NBA, NFL, a combo of both. I mix it up a lot. You'll get a free $50 to play with. Go to Prize Picks right now. Make your Sundays better. Make your days better. NBA, MLB, hockey, WNBA, golf. They got everything UFC listed. Dude, I don't even know how to start this introduction. My boy, Mikki, how we doing?
Yeah, well, how are you?
Good. All right, so we got one night with Steiny. We are back. Dude, I don't know how much you know this. I'm a degenerate gambler. Gamble, blackjack, baccarat, gambling on sports. And then I do Prize Picks, obviously. But I love Prize Picks.
The bags, yeah.
And I'm not just saying that either. No, I'm not just saying that. This month, I hit a 8K multiplier. So it was 1K to win 38K.
What, on their slots?
No, it's Prize Picks is player props.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. I didn't know they did multipliers like that.
They do crazy multipliers,
Okay.
bro. Which I actually think that you can have more of an edge on player props. I don't know if you agree with that, but I personally think that it's less gambling and it can be more skilled, in the sense that if you have certain players playing against certain defenses, they're expected to perform better, right?
Sure.
Or if certain players are out, certain players are going to see more minutes. Like, there is a way to have where you're not just gambling.
Sure.
Would you agree with that?
I'm not a professional sports bettor, so you might be more educated than I am. So I'll take your word for it.
Okay, so where would you consider yourself professional then in the gambling space?
I'd say table games.
Okay.
I mean, I do this thing with sports where we run sharp action and we win, but I don't create the sharp action. I'm not an originator. So like really what I do for the sharp action in sports is I really just do the marketing. Like I work with like a huge team that like just lays sharp action for like 20 years. And I really just funnel accounts to them.
But so how does that work? So then people like a certain handicapper will buy your picks and then sell them?
I don't sell picks. Anybody who sells picks is a scam artist.
Yeah, okay.
Like 100%.
At least we can agree on that.
Yeah.
I've never agreed with, and I don't know how. I'm sure there's certain guys that run hot and perform well, but overall, there's no one that's gonna make you money doing that. I don't think.
Well, imagine this, right? This is a common model that gets ran with the handicappers, right? So let's say they do great marketing and they get 100,000 buyers, right? They get a customer base of 100,000 people. And let's say the game is Eagles versus Patriots, right? And the line is 3.5, let's say. They will tell 50,000 out of the 100,000 total. They'll tell 50,000 take the Eagles. They tell 50,000 take the Patriots. Half of them are going to be right. Then they take that half and do the same thing for the next day's games. Let's say it's Chargers versus whoever, right? Lions. They say, take this half, take this half. By the end of it, they have a large pool of people that just went 10-0. So those people are like, this guy's the truth, he's the best. But there's other people that went 0-10 that go, oh, this guy's the worst. So you just keep reselling and doing more marketing to keep that 100,000 flow from the top. So it always appears to a large...
So what you're saying is you think that they send 50% take this team, 50% take that team?
It's a super common model.
But you don't think that there's any of these guys are sharing their slips and being like, yo, I was told to take this. Why are you told to take that?
It's pretty uncommon. You ever done it?
I've never paid for picks in my life, no.
Me neither. I would say it's pretty uncommon, especially when you do marketing and you get like people from Minnesota and Texas, like all these places. How are they gonna?
It seems like all these guys do the same marketing though. They post one slip or a few slips that win big. They literally will. I saw one yesterday, video in front of a Lambo, like flexing that he has a Lambo, and it's just like, bro, like how can you really not see through this? And why? Like I just don't get why so many people give in. I guess it's that easy to manipulate people.
I think it could be. It's kind of like D Lucky, right? Like you know who D Lucky is.
Why do I know
the slots
D
guy?
Lucky?
He goes just like that.
Yeah, I've seen that guy.
The guy claims he could teach anyone how to win in slots.
Yeah.
Clearly, he cannot. That's not a thing. Like you can't just do that, right?
Right.
But he pumps so much money into marketing
Yeah.
So let's say he burns like 95% of his customers, right? And 5% of them do hit some kind of jackpot, because in pure numbers, someone's going to hit a jackpot.
But do you think that he makes them fully aware, like, hey, you have a chance of losing this?
Not really. I've seen his fine print. It's very like, I've seen his advertising and I've seen his fine print. It's very easy to pull the wool over the eyes and like dodge over it. He does have it. Like it does say, does not guarantee a win. But like, who's really reading that? We know when I see his marketing, like I know that he's trying to convince people that they're gonna win. Like I know that.
So for people that don't know, D-Lucky's a guy that literally just takes people to slots, and every TikTok is them hitting some sort of jackpot.
Correct. I called him out on a podcast one time in great detail, and it had major backlash for his brand. So he made a video with my photo in it. So what he did was he had a guy sitting at slots watching the video of me exposing D-Lucky. Showed the video of me to the camera, and the guy's like, D-Lucky, this guy's saying all this stuff about you. And in the video, it's D-Lucky posted on his page. He retracted 100% of his claims and changed all the wording to sort of, you know what I'm saying? Like,
what did you say? Did you just call him a straight scammer?
Yeah. Well, he is a scammer. But besides that, I went into detail on how he scams and stuff like this.
Yeah.
So he had to go make a video trying to like repair it. So he goes like this. He goes, I'm not a professional gambler. I'm an entertainer, and my way of making video entertainment is through slot machines. Yeah. I don't guarantee anybody wins. I'm just showing them how they can have fun, win or lose. And he like did this whole video trying to patch up the damage I'd caused his brand.
Sure. So I guess when it comes to you, you've never sold anything.
Never. I've never made $1 on the internet. Yeah, I've never sold. I don't have anything to sell.
So you could be like a self-proclaimed, which I think you kind of are. You kind of proclaim yourself as like the GOAT gambler.
I don't even like the term GOAT, but yeah, okay, go on.
Okay,
yeah.
One of the best gamblers out there.
Sure, yeah.
Based off of you saying, I'm blacklisted here, I've had winning, tens of millions of dollars of winning sessions.
Sure.
I don't even know, you've probably said this many times, all time, you think you're up how much? Or do you think you're about even?
Up about 32 million.
So you're up about 32 million. Mm-hmm. So don't you think that what percent, I mean, in the whole gambling space, you got to be one of the best, highest winners ever.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about this on the way over here because I think like Phil Ivey, you'd consider him the best poker player of all time.
I would probably say Phil, if he's not the best, which I think I might consider him the best of all time, one of. Actually, I wouldn't say he's the best, but Stu Unger I would put as number one forever. But besides Stu, rest in peace, I'd probably say Phil, yeah. And that's the dog. That's my homie.
Right, and the majority of fans would probably agree Phil Ivey's the GOAT.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about this because he had that entire like situation where he found the marked cards. I can't remember where it was.
It was card sorting. So it happened a lot of the two places that went public was Crockford's in London and Baccarat in Atlantic City. That's where he had the two-way lawsuit. Yeah.
Yeah. And so basically, do you know the number he won? Was it 20 million?
I think it was 11. I think it was 8 from one and 3 from or 7 from one, 4 from another.
Okay, so it was 11 million. So basically, a guy, I don't know, did he play blackjack regularly too?
Not really.
So his main thing is poker.
Poker. He similarly to myself and other people that are like advantage players, it's not always necessarily that we're so good at one game. It's about exploiting weaknesses. So he found a weakness in Baccarat. Him and Kelly's son. Kelly's son, a known...
Well, he had an insight. Wasn't he getting information from a employee?
No.
I thought someone noticed a mark on the cards.
No. So what he did is called card sorting, also known as edge sorting, or there's a few phrases, but it all means the same thing. Kelly's son was notorious for this, and she was a woman who spoke Mandarin, right, as well as English. So the two of them came together. What they would do is, so different card manufacturers, like Bicycle makes a card, for example. They would have a giant sheet in the manufacturing plant of all the ace of spades, and then a big knife comes and chops it all up. Then the king of spades, and then the ace of heart, and so on and so forth. Depending on the pattern on the top side of the card, like where it doesn't say the ace of spade, it would just be the design.
Yeah.
The knife would come, and it would just like the most minuscule amount, cut differently than some of the other cards.
On the aces specifically? Or
no, not all cards.
Okay.
Because so like all the ace of spades get cut here, all the king of spades get cut there, queen of hearts cut there, what have you.
Yeah.
So the way the blade came, just like so minuscule, no one even really noticed. Basically, nobody noticed that if you did know somehow, if you could figure out that a certain manufacturer had a certain print on the top side of the card, sometimes the knife will cut it incorrectly. There'll be a slight error.
Wow.
So the two of them studied the imperfections so they can see, based on how the cut was wrong, basically, what that card was. That's what they were doing.
Wow. And he he had to return all that money, right?
Yeah, so he got paid from Borgata, went over to Crockford's, won. They said, hey, we'll send you the money. He said, okay. He left. Before they sent the money, they go, hey, we found a discrepancy in your play. We're going to withhold the money. We're not going to send it to you. So
How do you think they picked up on that? You think that someone just watched tape and could tell from his betting style that he could, like, how can you really prove that? And do you have to necessarily prove that? Like, what's the casino's, like, jurisdiction there?
So it goes to, like, a higher, like, it goes, depending on the state or the country, whatever, there's, like, the commission or the gaming board, stuff like this. I don't actually know what it's called in London. I would say that the first part that probably got him caught was he asked for a lot of very specific things, stipulations, and he kept claiming it was superstition. So they probably looked at it and they go, the guy's winning at an abnormal rate.
Wait, elaborate on that. Like, he's asking for specific decks or?
Yeah. So he said, I need you to use this card manufacturer. I need you to use this shuffle machine. I need you to use this shoe holder. I need a Mandarin only speaking dealer. And because the dealer only speaks Mandarin and I don't, is what he said. He goes, I need to pick a translator, but I'm going to bring my own, which is why he got Kelly's son in the door. Kelly's son was a notorious card sorter.
How's that not all red flags right there? I've never heard that in my life.
There's a lot of people that gamble big that have superstitions. I don't know,
but I've seen you at the Red Rock. I've seen Dana play many times. He just plays like a normal dude. I mean, not like a normal guy when it comes to the money he plays, but he doesn't have any crazy.
Steve will do it.
Yeah,
had an ice bath directly next to the blackjack table. That's peculiar. They go. He goes. I need you to install an ice bath next to the.
We had a hookah at the table one time. Shout out Red Rock. That was the most lit few shoots I've ever played, even though I did lose. But having a hookah poker table side is crazy.
There's a lot of players, especially Asians.
But that doesn't change anything about what the dealer has control of, like an ice bath.
So here's another part. He got permission to bet after the cards were dealt face down. The real reason for all of this was a huge charade to be able to get an eye on the cards to look for the imperfections. And he had Kelly's son there, who's also good at this, so the two of them would together work to figure out what those cards were based on the pattern imperfections.
I don't know. That sounds like it's too specific with requests that someone would have to pick up on that.
That's basically what happened.
Especially, like, you would think that the pit bosses or whoever would also know about the imperfection on the cards. No?
It was such like an unknown thing till then. It was known, like, it was a thing. Like, Kelly's son did it, right? It was a thing, but...
Dude, that's like finding out... I mean, who's Kelly?
Kelly's son is an Asian woman who was a notorious card sorter.
So she was clearly helping other people, but either before or while doing Phil.
Yeah, and herself, yeah.
Wow, bro, that's crazy. So then if Phil gives all this money back, like, there's no way to obviously tell, especially with these cash games and poker. You never know how much, like, a guy actually has.
Sure.
I think personally. But how, like, seriously, how are you up $32 million? And why are you done playing at $32 million?
Well, I got banned. Like, my biggest...
From every casino?
Just about. So, like, there's one casino, I don't want to give it, like, promo, so I'm not going to say the name. Like, I'll tell you off air. There's, like, there is one company in Vegas that lets me in all their doors. They won't give me a room or comps or anything, but I could play with, like, no special stipulations, except I don't get discounts and I can't get negotiated limits. But, like, I can just walk in and play table limits.
Okay.
And, like, off air, I'll tell you which casino it is. But besides that one, I'm banned from basically every casino. The reason I can't give, like, a real number is because casinos I just never been to yet.
Yeah, but that's the other thing that I don't get. Like, when you get blacklisted from what I'm familiar with, like, I think Dana said that he'd been blacklisted from Mandalay Bay for a period of time, but only specifically there because he took him for, like, whatever amount it was.
Sure.
So I've never heard of multiple casinos coming together, especially if you haven't won there. Like, why would they ban you?
I think that they know that I'm bad for business. I'm likely to win. Like, known card counters. A lot of known card counters. There's actually guys on YouTube that do this. They go on a nationwide tour to see how many casinos they can play in. And they play in disguises. They play really small money. Sure. And they keep getting caught. Once you're on the list, like, you're on the list. Like, they don't need... If I win, which let's say I'm likely to. Let's pretend it's 51% chance. Let's pretend it's 50. Casinos don't like 50-50, by the way. They always need some kind of edge. So let's pretend there's a 50% chance that I'm going to win, especially when I play big. They don't need me. They don't need my business. They have so many other customers. They go, we don't want to deal with this guy. I'm always filming and exposing them, like, cheating and doing goofy things, and I'm just bad for them.
And where do you think the majority of your 32 in winnings came from?
Baccarat. It was like 6.2 or 6.4 from blackjack and the rest Baccarat.
And can you tell me where you won the majority of the money? What casino or?
Most of it came from the Venetian.
Okay. And was this a one-night session?
No, it was over 3 years.
Over 3 years?
Yeah.
What was the biggest session?
My biggest single session win was $11,526,000.
At where?
I did 2 casinos at the same time. I was doing chip transfers. It was MGM Grand and the Venetian.
And did they blacklist you after that win?
The Venetian waited another like 3 months. MGM, that's how I would have kept playing that session. I would have kept going. I was at the MGM.
How big was your bets?
$250,000 flat bet.
And one hand?
Yeah, every bet was $250K.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Do they go higher than that?
Technically, I could also get $300K if I want, but I'd have to have a line of credit or front money.
How much did you have in front of you at the 250?
Well, you have to buy in. So basically, you have to negotiate all this before you get there.
Yeah.
And they have to agree. It's a whole process of negotiations.
Okay.
But if they agree, which they did, for a $3 million buy-in, I could bet $250,000 a hand in Baccarat. I could bet $75K a hand in a shoe game, and I could bet $50K a hand in a double deck. But for $5 million buy-in, I can go $300K on Baccarat.
Okay, but for this specific night, you took a credit line of $250K. I mean, sorry, $3 million.
Front money. I don't do credit, but yeah.
Okay. And you were playing one hand 250.
Correct. For $3 million.
And what were the
buy-in.
swings like, or did you just start super hot?
This particular journey had swings in it. This was the same journey where I lost $8 million and then won $9 million in the same night.
Okay, see, but that's what I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
So you went down $8 million.
Uh-huh.
So they extended your credit line to $8 million?
I was winning before that. I bought in for $3 million, and I was winning. I was at like $8 million, whatever.
So
I was
you're
winning.
technically only down $3 million.
I only brought $3 million that trip.
All right.
Yeah. So if I went bust, technically, if I went bust, I would have only lost $3 million. Yeah.
Okay, got it. So wait, so you busted, and then what happened?
I didn't bust. I went down close to busting.
Okay.
And then I ran it back up. And that was at Venetian. So I was playing both casinos at the same time. So that downswing and upswing, the 8 and 9 million, was at Venetian. So I win the money back plus $1 million. Now I'm at 9 million. Mm-hmm. I took that 9 million and I go, I'm out of here. I'm going back to MGM Grand. And then that's when I ran it up to 11.5. The balance of the 11.5.
Dude, I'm surprised they let you leave like that. And then so after that, you have this big winning session. How long did you continue to gamble for before you kind of were off
the strip?
It.
That was basically the
last night?
Yeah. That was basically the last of my gambling, yeah.
See, but it's crazy for me because that's almost a blessing for you. Hypothetically, if you can't gamble again,
I can't
and
lose.
You can't give this money back,
exactly.
Then that's the biggest win the casino could give you, right?
I felt that way, and I still feel that way because, bro, I'm a degenerate gambler. Like, given the opportunity, I'll flip a coin for all the money in the world.
Yeah.
When they did that, it was absolutely a blessing in disguise. No one will know. Like, there's no way to know what I've kept winning, what I've lost it all back. Nobody knows. There's no way to. You know what I'm saying? So I think they helped me a lot there.
Bro, I grew up the biggest. See, this is where I want to turn this into a question for you, but
okay.
I grew up the biggest fan ever. Mm-hmm. Grew up in Denver, Colorado.
You seem nervous. You nervous?
No.
You seem nervous. Doesn't he seem a little nervous?
Why would I be nervous?
I don't know.
I got nothing to worry about. Why? Because you were security in here and some random guy with it. That's a crazy rig, by the way. That's not even a vlog camera. This guy has a full body suit camera. I'm just letting you guys know that he is a security guard in here to try and intimidate me.
No one's trying to intimidate
intimidated
you.
At all. This guy's he's probably flexing too. Or that shirt. If there's a way to pan to him, that's a fucking because your arms look huge. I don't know if you're trying to intimidate me.
My man's playing games.
Hey, bro, if I were to touch you, bro, I would never get out of jail. That's how violent.
Yeah.
He's not trying to intimidate you.
Okay.
He's sitting with his legs crossed playing on his phone.
No, I'm not. Anyway, going back.
No one's intimidating you.
Bro, I'm trolling you. I'm trolling you. No, I was just trying to think of how I want to articulate this. But what I'm saying is, as a kid, I grew up in Denver, Colorado, so I loved Jay Cutler, whatever, Peyton Manning, Nuggets, Carmelo Anthony, Allen Iverson. Loved sports. Then when I become the age to gamble, or when you can start getting action, I didn't give a sports anymore. All I cared about was gambling. So like nowadays, I don't even watch a game unless I have action on it.
Sure.
So when you're done gambling like that, you're cut off. Mm-hmm. Are you still playing? Like, how does that work? Because if you have the itch for that long, there's no way that you don't get tempted to continue to gamble.
So what I did for a short time after, I think I took a break for a while and just like celebrated the fruits of my labor, right? And then I started getting the itch, and I was like, I can't really play. I also don't know how I feel about playing. Like, I did so good. Like, why keep gambling? Because nothing's a guarantee. You know, I've definitely lost in the past, and I was like, I can keep losing. So what I did in the very beginning, right around that same time is when I made social media for the first time and started popping off. And like Drake and Baby and all these dudes started hitting me up. They were like, yo, can we fly you out and give you money to gamble? And I was like, I guess that's a cool, for me, I didn't have to gamble. I just wanted to meet, these were like my idols. I was like, bro, I just want to chill. Like, I don't care. They're like, yeah, let's do it around gambling. I'm like, okay. So they'd fly me out. They'd give me the money. They'd put me up. And they'd be like, all right, let's gamble. And if we win, let's split it. I'm like, all right, cool. I did that for a little while. And
you guys split it 50-50?
Yeah, we split the net profit 50-50.
Okay, so there is a way that you did make money. Like, not as like a course or anything, but you would let people free roll you and then split it up?
So, correct. But I only did that with like these celebrities that hit me up, because for me, if that was their excuse to like get me to hang out with them, that was fine. Like, bro, like for me, I was just some like punk kid. And,
for sure, I get that.
Yeah, Drake slides in my DMs. I'm like, oh yeah, of course, bro, whatever you want. Yeah. So it started like that. We did that for like a short little while. I'm gonna make this up. I don't really remember. It's like total like 6-ish months, but it was sporadic.
Yeah.
And the casino, I'd have to call the casino ahead of time. I'd say, hey, this is the person I'm with. This is what they're buying in for. These are the terms. Can I come and sit down next to them and tell them what to bet? In the beginning, most of them said, yeah, no problem. Then they all started winning. Then they're like, you can't even do that anymore. So there was a time I was there. It was like me, Baby, Roddy Rich, and Kifa. And they threw me out just for sitting next to them for coaching. It happened at Fountain Blue, actually, on the 4th night of grand opening. I was with FaZe Banks, Bryce Hall, and all these dudes. They kicked me out for coaching also. So even that became like no-go.
Was there any celebrity that hit you up and you... I mean, let's be real. If you're playing with Drake and he goes down, you're not leaving there until you get him back up. Like, is that a true statement?
I don't want to give Drake's personal out. I think
we won't give his personal, but celebrities in general.
There
like,
are
you
celebrities.
don't want to give them a losing session if you're coaching them.
Well, it's also their money, so like, if they're losing, I'm not going to just be like, hey, bro, you should just spend more money.
Did any of them ever freak out, like, bro, what the hell's going on? Because you couldn't be 100%.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
I had a couple decent sized losses. We did win more than we lost overall. I had one. I don't want to say his name because I don't like embarrass him, but I'll tell you off the air who it was. There was one guy. He's a rapper. He hits me up and he goes, yo, let's gamble. Whatever. And I was like, all right, like, let's do something in LA. So we go and we win the first hand, and I forget. It was poker. This one was PLO, actually, which I don't play too much poker, but.
Wait, a cash game in LA? Or...
Yeah, a cash game.
And they let you coach him?
No, I played in it. It was a private game here in LA.
Okay.
Yeah. And I told him, I was like, bro, I can't go to casinos. I can't like coach you. I can't play for you. I can't do any of that. But if you really want to gamble, like I can take you to like a private game in LA, and like I'll
so he just wanted to gamble.
He just wanted to gamble.
Not even with your assistance.
Yeah, he just wanted to get in on some action. Well, this is what ended up happening. I didn't find out till afterwards, based on how he freaked out.
Okay, I don't mean to cut you off. But taking a guy who just wants to gamble to a PLO game is probably not the best favor for him.
Well, yeah, and we lost. But this is what happened.
You know what I'm saying?
This is what happened.
PLO's not an easy game. It's a lot of action. If you don't know what you're doing,
This is what happened, bro. The way he was talking to me about it, and like this was my boy. He made it seem like he knew what time it was. He made it seem like he understood PLO, like he understood this environment. He's like, yeah, bro, I'm just down to get down. I'm like, all right, cool. When we lost and he freaked out, I said, bro, have you ever gambled? He goes, nah, I've never placed a wager in my life. And that's how I figured out. He actually had no idea what was happening because I gave him every warning. I'm like, PLO's an action game. This is a nosebleed game, and we're buying in for X amount. This is the circumstance.
Well, has he never played poker before in his life?
Nothing ever, but he made it out to be that he did until we lost and he freaked out. And I'm like, bro, like, have you never played PLO? Like, this is regular.
Yeah.
And he goes, no, I've never placed a wager I've never placed a single bet on anything. I've never bet sport. I'm like, bro, like.
I've played a lot of poker. I love PLO. PLO is just the best card game. It's the most action.
How about 5-card double board?
I've played that too. That's when it's real degenerate hours. That's the most degenerate game of all time. Mm-hmm. I don't even like doing PLO double board. Mm. Like even just bomb pots.
Yeah.
It's the dumbest thing ever. Chop every time.
Yeah.
But there's nothing that tilts me more because I'll play like cash games, whatever, play at the casino.
Yeah.
And I just don't like poker pros. Like your normal guys. Like the guys like that are sitting next to me, I'll show up. I played in this game honestly like a month or two ago, and we're playing Hold'em. And the guy next to me is like, yeah, I'm a pro in PLO. And it just, I don't know what it is, but it just hearing that from somebody just pisses me off. Like, I just want to say, dude, I have no respect for you.
For PLO specific.
No, just like trying to flex to me that like you're a pro poker player.
Yeah, I think
Like-
huge nerds.
Yeah,
Huge
I'm
nerds.
sitting here and I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
I'm coming here because I know other people there. I'm coming here for the camaraderie. Like,
Have fun.
Have fun.
Yeah.
You know, win or lose a couple grand, whatever it is. And then you have this grinder next to you who's like actually doing this for a living.
Yeah, yeah. This is how I feel about poker. It was so similar to that. At that table, you either have to be a bad friend and you're trying to take your friend's money, or you have to be a bad person and sit at a table of everybody you hate and low-key all your only goal is to take all their money.
Yeah.
And like make fake banter and fake conversation and pretend to get to know each other. There's nothing good that comes out of that environment no matter what side you're on.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, unless you do, if you get a nice win though.
Yeah, but
You're not going to feel bad. I mean, let's be real. If you're the big winner that night, you're going home and you're feeling pretty good.
it's like this.
And you know if you're playing with the same group, it's all going to come back around.
So that's a huge part of it.
Yeah.
But some of these guys that just come in, knock a game, and then leave, it's like if you were here to be with your friends, that means your only goal is to take money out of your friend's pocket. And
Yeah.
if you're not, that means you're an enemy that just came in. You're like a fox in a hen house. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And it's like if we're just foxes trying to hang out with our boys, and you come in there and all your only goal is to cause us harm.
That is the risk of going to a poker game. There is the chance that there's going to be one or two of those guys.
Yeah.
And it just kills the game.
Yeah.
All right, guys, today's sponsor, Rosparks. I use Rospark. I swear I use it. This is like, I don't want to say it's the only reason I'm good, but it's definitely enhancing my performance. Basically, you'll go to ro.co/Steiny. You connect with the provider. You'll get prescribed. You'll get $15 off a reoccurring plan. It gets you going for 36 hours. You put it under your tongue, dissolves in, I think, 15 minutes. And you are going to perform like LeBron James, Game 7, Cleveland Warriors, championship game time. Like I said, go to ro.co/Steiny to connect with the provider. Get Rosparks, bro. Get ahead of the game. Wait, what I wanted to ask you is, that guy that lost that night, was it a 6-figure loss?
No. It's 50,000. It's 50,000.
Okay, so that's still pretty big for PLO. For a first night of playing poker, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's more what it is because the guy makes tons of money.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Like the way he couldn't stomach that loss, I was like, have you never had a gambling swing before? Like this is regular.
Yeah.
And that's how it all.
How come you didn't want to get, because you're a smart guy. I'm assuming you're good with numbers.
Okay.
So why wouldn't you want to take poker a little more serious?
Not that fun of a game to me.
Just the patience.
I don't have the patience. I like the excitement. I like fast results. I like instant gratification.
I've seen you play in some streams before, and I've seen you shove on the river. I think it's against Keating. Is it against Keating? And you shove on the river with, I think, absolutely nothing.
King high, king queen.
And I think it was 200K.
Yeah. My king queen and his king 10.
Yeah, and I think he had you beat.
No, I had him beat.
Oh,
he
you
had
did?
king high 10 kicker. I had king high queen kicker. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you bluffed on the river.
I had 4-5, a big bluff. That one went pretty viral. I had
Yeah.
5 high against Garrett Adelson.
Okay.
Me and Keaton, actually, if you look it up, me and him have had back to back, like 200 to 500K pots where both of us were just battling each other with like ace highs and king highs.
Okay. So when do you think, let's go back then. When do you think, or what was the first game that you got into? And at what age?
Hungarian rummy, probably about 5 years old.
5?
Yeah, because my
That's
family
cap.
does. My whole family
I
gambled.
started playing Gin Rummy probably at like 14.
Yeah, so similar, but we just started younger.
You started at 5 years old.
I'm guessing. I don't like really remember. I'd say between like 5 and 8 because I have some of my earliest memories being in Sunny Isles, Florida.
Oh, okay. So your dad played cards?
Huh?
Your dad played cards?
My dad's the only one in the family that had skipped, but I was mostly raised by my grandparents who
Okay.
like at my grandfather's eulogy, we said my dad was on the stage or whatever and said, hope you're in heaven rolling a hard 8 at his eulogy.
Yeah.
So gambling's thick in my blood.
And so you started playing Rummy 5 to 8. And then when did you actually start getting like action?
11, 12.
And what are you playing at that point?
Everything. Mostly blackjack and poker, but I don't
How are you
know.
playing blackjack at 11 years old?
You know, just housing each other. So I grew up in an area that was all Jews and mobsters.
In Sunny Isles?
No, in New Jersey.
Okay.
So in New Jersey, in this neighborhood that I was in, all the Jews were rich. So all these kids, I didn't have this path, but all of them would get like 100K in gifts by the end of their bar and bat mitzvahs. So they had all this money. All the Italians were there, like illegally gambling anyway. So it was like super encouraged. Like in my neighborhood, everyone just gambled.
Okay.
So we were doing like anything from like $200 to $1,000 hands. But to us, it was like not even a thing because we were children. We didn't have bills to pay. So nobody really valued the money anyway.
And so when did you start to actually build like a legit bankroll?
25.
And what do you think? What do you think like a bankroll for you to not have a job, be dependent, like, yo, I'm going to become a professional gambler has to be? Or at that time.
First of all, nobody should do that.
Agreed. But what did,
Where in
what
my
did you
life
have?
was I?
Yeah.
I don't know. I probably had like 5 million liquid. And
At 25?
No. There's two different questions.
Okay.
By the time that I said in my head, I'm not going back to work and I'm only gambling.
Got it.
I probably had 5 million liquid, and by pure coincidence was like in between jobs anyway, like in between like projects. And then when I was like, I don't need to go back to work, I'm not going to actively look for work, I'm winning gambling. Then I started playing bigger and bigger and bigger, and I go, I'm making more gambling than I was anything else.
What actual jobs did you have?
I own drug rehabs and labs.
Before gambling?
Yeah.
That's what you did?
Yeah.
You own drug rehabs?
Yeah.
So you were making money before?
Yeah.
And is that it? I know a couple people who do that and they do really well.
Yeah, basically, yeah. That was the stem of all my other business mostly.
Okay, when did you get the eyelid tattoos?
These ones are actually cover-ups, which I'm removing also, but I got those when I was probably 24. I got these.
Did people ask you when or what inspired that?
I'm just such an idiot, and I was even dumber back then.
Is that like, because that's there forever, right?
Yeah, I mean, for 6 years I've been removing. I used to look.
Really?
I used to look super crazy, way worse than this. My whole face used to be tattooed.
Wait, why did you do that?
I'm telling you, bro, I was so dumb. It was like I had this idea of the whole world that I wanted to display a message so I would get treated a certain way. And I was right. Once I tattooed my face this way, I did display that message and I did get treated the way I wanted to. The problem is, what I didn't consider is that I won't always want to get treated that way. And now I'm older and I live a different life and I don't want
How'd you want to
kind
get treated? Like, people were intimidated by you?
Yeah, I wanted people to be intimidated. I don't want, like, I was like a white kid that lived in the hood for a long time. And so I'd get checked a lot, you know, and I'd have to like put in this work and like do these things to try to like prove my grounds, right? And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I bet you if I tattoo whatever on my face, then when someone sees me, they'll just know I already did that and like they'll leave me alone. And that was kind of true. The problem is that when I left living like that and I like started making money and like becoming a productive member of society, people still like they saw the representation I had. They go, oh, he looks like someone who did X, Y, and Z, and we're going to treat him like that.
Yeah.
Which is the same effect, opposite result. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you're done at this point with the tats?
Oh, super done. Yeah, getting tattooed was really dumb. One of my biggest regrets.
Damn. Well, you got a lot of regrets, bro. All right, so you're at the 32 mil.
Mm.
Well, what do you do now for money?
I don't do too much. So,
and by the way, for people watching, we see each other out. I'll see you at parties. Like, I know you have a house here in LA. I think I heard that you were hosting a party.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Like, you had a tent in your backyard.
Oh yeah, we did that. Yeah.
I heard that it's okay to talk about?
I don't care.
Okay, I heard you had a tent in your backyard, and I believe Ryan Powell invited me.
Yeah.
And I just was like, bro, that's not really my speed.
Sure, to each their own. Yeah.
I don't think I would get involved, and I'm not really ready to like spectate something like that. So I didn't go to that. But so you're hosting these kind of parties?
Sometimes, yeah. You know, whatever like floats people's boats. I support everyone living their best life, whatever that means to them, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else.
And I mean, I don't know. I've heard your boy was actually telling me that you did like 7 chicks in one night, recorded it. Is this all cool to talk about?
Yeah, I don't care. The party you were at my house the other day.
That was at your crib?
That's my house. That's where I live. Yeah, it's my house.
Oh, what the
f*** painted on the wall.
Oh.
Yeah, that was my house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Damn, yeah. Okay, great time.
Yeah, that's my house, yeah.
This party was not going on. That's probably why I didn't know it was your house.
Yeah.
That was one of the, like, entry-level parties.
I had a great time. That was one of my favorite parties as far as enjoyment went. And that was a couple of days ago. I don't know what day today is. Today's Wednesday. I go to jail tomorrow morning.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, so that party was like my last hurrah before jail. So I definitely blew off a lot of steam. I definitely had met a lot of very beautiful women that night.
Yeah, no, it was a good showing.
Yeah.
What are you going to jail for?
I got these gun charges like way back in the day. I've been on probation forever, so I finally converted. I convinced the judge to let me convert some of my probation to county days.
And how much time do you have to do?
Not more, as long as I don't catch a charge in there, which I'm sure I won't, not more than 45 days.
Have you been locked up before?
Yeah, I did almost 3.5 years.
Oh, what the where?
In New Jersey and Pennsylvania.
For the same charges or something completely different?
No, like in the same world, but that was when I was young.
Which crew did you fit in with there? Whoa, I can't talk about that?
Yeah, you could ask me.
I just don't know. Like, were you hustling? Like, were you playing cards? Like, in the movies, they play for cigarettes and type. Or, like, were you hustling in there?
They actually made cigarettes illegal, if I remember correctly, while I was in there. While I was in there, I think they became outlawed. But, yeah, I don't know. It's whoever, you know.
And you're just accepting this and you're just ready to go?
Yeah, I'm the one who wanted to. The judge gave me an option to stay out of jail, and I was like, I don't want to do it anymore. I was like, so for 2 months with the lawyers and the judge, we've been fighting because I'm the one who wants to go to jail to get off probation. Because I'm tired of every time I try to get my probation terminated, they're like 45 more days Caltrans, 45 more days labor, 45 more time here, 2 more years this. And I'm like, I don't want to do it anymore.
So they said what? You can either do 45 days and we'll expunge your case?
Not expunge, but we will terminate probation.
Oh, so you're off probation?
Yeah. So when I get released,
what the other option?
Is that I stay on probation for I think it's probably another 14 or 16 months from today.
You don't think you could handle 14 more months?
No, because they still want me to do other things. They want me to do like Caltrans and all this, and I just don't want to do it anymore.
Dude, what the I don't know. Like, this is kind of depressing, I'm not going to lie.
Nah, it's straight.
I think it's pretty cool that like this is where you wanted to spend your night before spending 45 days in there. But
whatever, it's just regular. Like, I used to go to jail all the time when I was a kid.
Which jail will you be?
So I won't know. So I see the judge in the morning, and that's where
we're in LA, so I mean.
I'll be in LA. I'll either be at Wayside or I'll be downtown.
There's like levels to this, right? Mm-hmm. There's ones that are way more like scary, and there's ones that are kind of more like white collar.
In prison, yeah, not in jail.
Okay.
I'm going to jail, not prison.
Okay. What's the difference?
County jail holds either lesser crime inmates, or it's like a temporary holding. So like if, let's say you committed a murder. Mm. When you first get arrested, the first thing you do is you go to jail, county jail. From there, assuming you get a bond, you can bond out. Then when you get sentenced, if you get sentenced to prison time, like if you're a murderer, they're like, oh, you're doing 25 years. Then they send you to a state prison or federal prison, depending on your crime.
Yeah.
But if it's a small crime or anything in between, you just go county jail.
Okay, so what's your plan? You do your 45, then what are you going to do? Like, how old are you?
33.
Yeah, so you're young, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just going to sit on your $32 million? I mean, do you have, like, this money invested? Like,
yeah, of course.
Is it buried in the backyard?
No. It's all
I'm bringing a shovel to the next party.
No, it's all in real
I have
estate.
to. No, you got a couple duffel bags in the backyard for sure.
Nah.
I'm going to be digging them up at 2 a.m.,
bro. I don't even carry a wallet. My pockets are empty. I don't even have a wallet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Wait, but
it's all in real estate, everything.
You just own houses in LA, rent out and stuff like that?
It's not in LA, and I don't manage it myself. Yeah.
So what, do you think you're ever going to, like, gamble again? Because I'll still see you. You come around, like, you can go to the Red Rock, right, and just spectate?
Oh, my God. Last time I was there, they called the cops on me.
Really?
I was there with all you guys. I don't know if you were there, but it was like Dana's, everybody. Yeah.
What's the issue if you're not playing?
I don't really know.
You've never wondered, like...
I do wonder.
Because that is kind of crazy if, like, let's say you want to go have dinner at Carbone at Aria.
Some of them... So every casino treated it different. Some legally trespass me, such as the Red Rock, which means I'm subject to arrest anytime I'm on any of their properties. Some barred me from gaming, but there's like Fontainebleau, for example. Not anymore, but they were. Here's a good one. Wynn barred me from gaming. They are super stoked to have me on property because I'm such good marketing. It's free marketing for me to be there. They love when I eat there. They love when I go to the shows.
At the Wynn,
there.
you're saying?
Huh?
At the Wynn?
At the Wynn.
Why? Because they think you'll bring people in there?
Well, just me being there is good marketing.
Sure.
Like, you know, they get a celebrity in their door, and specific to gambling especially.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
I mean? For them, it's like a good look that I'm there.
Okay.
But as soon as I touch cards or chips or cash at the table,
you're out.
I'm out.
Yeah.
You know, some I can call and be like MGM is pretty big with this. Like, hey, I'm going to be on stage. I'm flying in with Rich the Kid for his residency at Hakkasan. They're like, all right, cool. Now we know when you'll be here and where in our building you'll be. no problem, in and out. You know, they're like, don't let us catch you wandering around. You can go to Carbone at Aria, and then you can go to across the
Dude,
street.
it sounds so. It sounds so severe.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. How many people out there do you think have it like this?
There's a few of us.
Where it's this strict.
There's a few of us, but yeah, it's like a fraction of a percent. Yeah.
And obviously there are people that think you're kind of full. What do you say to people like that? I mean.
Yeah, I know when the story first came out.
Yeah.
I got a lot of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I go, I understand.
Which specific story? Just
like in general, like the whole story of like being banned from Vegas for being too good and winning too much and even winning period, you know? I was like, I get it. The story is unbelievable. And unbelievable means not believable. And I understand that. So I go, no problem. So like, Money Buys Happiness?
Yeah.
The podcast for Full Send. So I went on there. I forget their names now.
Ernesto, and I'm blanking on the other one. Andrew, but they're both great guys.
Yeah, great guys. I just drew a blank on their names. Ernesto and whatever their names are.
Yeah.
So we were friends beforehand. So they've already seen like a lot of my stuff. So I'm on the podcast and they go, hey, we know that it's legit, but a lot of people don't know that yet. Do you have a way to show it? I go, yeah. I could just log in right now. I was like, yo, put the camera on my shoulder. Let me log into everything. And I logged into every single one of my casino accounts and showed all my tax records and showed all that.
You have like receipts?
Yeah, it's on the air. You can go on YouTube and put like Mikki Mase casino winnings. And it's literally there live. I was like, yo, I told them, put the camera over my shoulder. I went to the website on camera, used facial recognition, logged into every single casino in Vegas, and showed all my winnings and losses.
I wonder what your all-time amount wagered is.
Well, I have no idea.
No,
but you got to think, when you bet $250,000 a hand, you can run through $1 million of wagers every 120 seconds.
Yeah.
You know, so if I play for...
And you, like, how many sessions did you seriously tilt?
Tilt?
And how easily do you tilt?
I don't tilt that easy. Maybe I do these days because I'm like less conditioned. At the height of my career, I basically never tilted. I don't want to say never, but it'd be really hard. It was rare. I don't know. At the height, maybe like 5% of the time.
Yeah. Oh, so you're pretty disciplined then.
Yeah, I think that generally people characterize me as very even-keeled, even in high-stress situations.
Would you advise any kid that's, say, in college to stay away from professional gambling?
Professional gambling?
Sports betting?
Bro, professional gambling is like hardly even a real thing. Like, you're not really a professional gambler. Like, that's such like, what it really is finding exploitative features in certain games, right?
So what's your biggest edge you think ever that you've ever had?
Well, in Baccarat, but I don't really want to use that one. I would say the sports thing I do. It's like I fund all my fans gambling, right? And what I do specifically is right now, for example, I take all their sports betting accounts, but only PPH accounts. And I fund 100% of the action because my team is all sharp action.
Yeah.
So that would, in theory, be my biggest and longest running edge.
Yeah.
Is sports technically, but only in the very specific fashion that we're doing it. And it's not, there's no way to, we do like bot betting. We do like line manipulation. You know what I mean?
There's got to be all these AI algorithms these days that can give you some sort of number or algorithm, right?
Yeah. There's so many ways to do it, but not in a way that formulates to buy my picks.
Bro, I
don't want to like confuse the people. Like,
no, I get that. Yeah. I'm going to keep it real. Every time one of my friends, and shout out, don't ever text me and say, yo, my sharp is saying this is a lock.
Doesn't
I think it was LSU against Alabama recently.
Yeah.
Take LSU first half. Take LSU game. That's what my sharp says. Dude, locked in. Fired like a bigger bet for me on sports. Lost them both. So tilted. And then you go into NFL Sunday and you have to try and get it back. And it's like, that weekend specifically made me never want to sports bet again. Because I swear, like, you look good in the first half. This is what happens with me every single time. First half, God, I'm such a... Like, I should have doubled the bet. Team comes back. I go on tilt. Yo, I got to get all my money back. On the when it gets to the last game on Sunday Night Football, and you're down, right? So you have 2 games left that week. You got Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football to get all your money back.
Right.
Is that how you would look at it?
That's not. I don't bet sports recreationally.
Yeah.
You want to see my how I fund all my fans gambling?
I kind of
in
am
sports?
interested.
I'll show you a few things. Have you ever seen any of my tax statements online?
No.
I'll show you some. I'll show you
I
my.
want to see your bank account. That's what I want to see. I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
I don't have online banking. I'm too scared of hackers. But I'll show you. Let me log into a few things for you.
Wait, what do you mean you don't have where's all your money? It's in the backyard.
It's not in the
Dude,
backyard.
let me and some people come over and shovel the backyard.
All right, so this is me funding all my fans gambling. So I have thousands of accounts. Hold on. I just reloaded it so you know that it's fresh. Okay, so I have thousands of accounts, right? Let me just show you the numbers. I'll show you whatever you want, but. So right now, paid out to fans, $1.8 million. This is
in the spreadsheet, so I'll verify that.
yeah. These are all the details.
What's the HAB?
That's my betting group. That's the abbreviation to their company name. Because
So that just says total action. It doesn't say total wins.
that's the word we use. Here, I'll just show you the
Total
breakdowns.
action is it equivalent to total wins?
This is our wins.
I guess it's in the green, so that would make sense.
Yeah. So for example,
And this is on what? NFL, all sports?
everything. So for example, you can see here all the wins green, just like it says here, total action green.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see all the losses in red. So these are all my fans' accounts. Like this guy's.
There's a lot of red right there. I
Yeah.
don't know if we're on a bad sheet, but
the total is 1.8 million.
no, okay, I see that.
So here, we'll look at all the green also.
All right, there's a lot of green.
Yeah.
So can any?
Not every. This is
How
every
does
bet.
someone get access to this?
So I post a link on Instagram from time to time. I'll show you exactly what the link looks like. 'Cause I just
But you make
updated
no
it.
money off it?
Of course I do.
Okay, you do.
Of course I do.
So
Yeah.
how does that work?
So I fund all the gambling. My
So
group,
you front the money.
100% of it.
Okay.
My group of bettors, right? My sharps, we partnered on it. That's HAB, by the way, is my group of sharps. That's who I partnered with. Right?
Yeah.
Like I do the marketing, getting the accounts.
Okay.
They lay all the sharp action.
Okay.
Right? So we split the money that does not make it to the fan. Like the fan gets paid 100% of the money because the bookie thinks it's the fan. If the fan says to the bookie, yo, Mickey's betting this, or even somebody else is betting it, the
Yeah.
bookie's going to say, that's sharp, I'm closing your account.
Yeah, yeah.
So the fan gets 100% of the payment every Tuesday, which is usually settle day, as you know, in sports,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, of
Because
course.
there's no games, yeah.
So after Monday Night Football.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Tuesday, the fan who owns the betting account gets 100% of the money.
Yeah.
They keep their share, and then they send me the balance.
Okay.
And then me and HAB take care of it on our own time.
So the fans are free rolling?
The fans are 100% free roll. 100%. I don't need $1 from my fans.
I know how. So basically, the way that it works to simplify it,
Yeah.
you basically have a bunch of, we'll say minions,
Sure.
that have access to books that wouldn't give you action. So you use them to
Right.
get access to multiple books,
Exactly right.
and
super
then
simple.
you take a percent of the winnings or give them a small percent, whatever.
Correct. Then they are 100% free rolled. Because my action's sharp and it's guaranteed to win. So that's how we do it. But there's no way to sell that as a pick. Like it's not
How many people do you have signed up?
thousands.
Why
Thousands.
wouldn't anyone do it if it's a free roll then?
Everyone is doing it. I just have to get it in front of more people.
Yeah.
I have thousands of accounts.
Well, we'll
yeah.
see how many people. I'm sure there's a lot that are gonna go sign up to this right now.
I post the link. So when I post the link, it's this, and they get this. Mikki Mase's funding. If you're interested in a partnership, please fill out the form below. Fully funded by us, meaning me. We use our strategy and knowledge to beat the lines. This kind of action is considered sharp and can get you banned. You fill this out.
Okay, so wait, I do have a question for you though.
Yeah.
Different books have different lines.
Correct.
So then how does that work?
Well, we don't bet the same bet across all of them. So a lot of times, for example, I'm sure you know this, the way a lot of books work is they want all the money to be even. They want the same money up top as they do on bottom because they take a vig in the middle. By pure coincidence, sometimes the money's stacked on one side versus the other, so they will outlandishly make the line different to try to move the money around.
Yeah.
So our bots are scanning for that and go, hey, I'm going to make this number up. Out of our 100,000 accounts, 5,000 of them have a book that have irrationally offset a line trying to move the money. We're going to bet all 5,000 of those accounts on the side that we know is correct.
Got it.
But then the other 95,000 are not touching that bet because it's not sharp. It's just gambling.
And this is all sports, right?
That is for me. This one here, that's all sports.
What do you
yeah.
think's your best sport? And I know a couple guys that do this professionally, and they
Sure.
crush on WNBA.
I have no idea because I'm not the one making the action.
Oh, okay. So you have
Yeah.
other people, and you're kind of just the face.
HAB is the one that makes
HAB.
the action. Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
And you have no idea which sport does the best or anything.
I could ask, but I don't know offhand. Yeah. I'm not putting the action, so I don't know.
Do you think that people that play roulette and stake, we'll just say those two, and then whatever, there's roll bits, whatever. There's a ton
Sure.
of these.
Sure.
When they play the online blackjack and baccarat? Is it a completely different game? Could you still win the amount of money on a site like that you could in person?
No. Okay, so 2 different questions. The second question, can I win the same? The answer is no. The reason is, first of all, everything is electronic, right? So they know way faster than a brick and mortar casino if you're betting with an edge.
Wait, no, I'm talking about when they show you the shoe, when you have the visual of the dealer.
Okay, like a live casino.
Yeah, like a live casino, but it's not electric because you see the cards, right?
No, it's all digital. That's how it's displaying on your screen. It's displaying on your screen because it's digital.
Okay.
When you click the button that says bet 10K or whatever,
yeah.
those are digital footprints.
But it's real cards.
Yeah, it's real cards, but it's still a digital footprint,
Okay.
right? And because of that, they know, for example, when you're winning or losing in a real casino, if I place a bet and win, if a guy is not standing there typing it in on the pad or watching it live, they are delayed to find out that I just won. But when you do it on a website, it is real time. You're caught. You have a digital footprint everywhere you go.
So they know if you win or lose immediately.
Yeah, live, real time. It's all a
But
digital
why is that a
footprint.
disadvantage to you if they know before you do?
Because they catch sharp action way faster. You can't go under the
I
radar
see what
there.
you're
There's
saying.
no delay. There's no room for error. There's no human error involved. It's literally computers.
Do they give people on sites like that the same request if like someone's like, yo, I need to play 2-deck and I need my own table?
Yeah, they can, but they really don't. They're like really. Most online casinos are really whack with like requests, you know?
Like they're VIPs?
Yeah, like they don't. Like, what are they gonna do? They can't give you a hotel room. They can't give you a dinner. They don't like do that much. Kirgo does the most, but out of all the other online casinos, like ain't nobody really does anything.
Yeah, that's a good point, I guess. Did you ever have a superstition or anything like that?
I had like a few. I used to be scared to gamble on a full moon, and then me and my boy had like this like side bet. Like he's like, "Yo, this is the plan." And he gave me the schedule, and I go, "Oh, we can't play on Thursday. It's a full moon." And he looked me in the eyes and he goes, "You're a," and we're gonna play because a full moon doesn't mean anything. And we like talked it out, and he's like, "Let's try it." And if you
How
lose,
the f- did that become your ship? Did you have a bad night?
I just didn't like it. Like and to this day, I just don't like full moons. I don't know what it is. I feel like they're always
It's a real
off.
superstition, bro.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what mine is, but I don't know. Full moon. So don't gamble on a full moon, I guess.
But then he made me do it to test the theory, and I
And
ended
you
up
lost?
winning that. No, I
Oh,
won.
you won?
I won. So then I never refused to gamble on a full moon again. You know, but I'm not like a big superstition guy. There's things I like and don't like, but I don't necessarily think that one is lucky or unlucky.
Yeah.
You
What
know?
What do you think is your biggest like sweat of all time? And I'm gonna tell you this because I obviously like we all sweat. If you have a big bet and you're feeling it, you're walking around. I saw Dana sweat one time. Like I think it was a double for 150K. I think that was the max he was playing, and he was like kind of like jumping around the room a little bit. And I was like, I didn't even know this guy with this amount of money could sweat.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how much money you have. Like everyone kind of gets that like adrenaline going.
I had one time. It's actually interesting because it wasn't a lot of money. A bunch of years ago, not a bunch, like I don't know, like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, the Chiefs were in the Super Bowl, and I was trying to bet $1 million, and I forget who they were playing. I forget the exact details, but whatever it was like one of the teams -3, but the payout wasn't that good. So
Well, did the Chiefs win or lose that year?
I don't remember. I think they won. I think they played 2 years in a row, right, back to back.
Did they lose to the Bucks with Brady, or am I crazy?
I really don't know. I'm not a huge
Pretty
sports.
sure they lost to the Bucks with Brady, and I think I had the Bucks that year.
Whatever it was, I forget. But I remember where I was.
Okay, so anyway, you were trying to put $1 million.
So I wanted to bet $1 million, and the line was -3, but the payout wasn't good enough. So I was going to do for $1 million, whichever one of those teams, -6, right? I was like selling points. And I was just around. I just like lost track of time, and I couldn't get the money sent over in time, right? So I was like, dang, I can't even place the bet. And I was all pissed off. I had like $1,000 in my pocket. I go, same bet, $1,000. Anyway, my bet lost. But I just remember like it was the best like, you know, 999,000 I ever saved. But I just remember like that sweat, that feeling the whole time, how angry I was.
Oh, because
know?
of what you could have won.
Yeah, I was on tilt about the money I didn't bet.
Yeah, dude, I know like people legit just get addicted to that. You know, the kind of people where it's not even about the money; they just love that sweat.
I know.
That's when you know it's like, dude, this guy's a degenerate.
You want to see some of my casino statements and tax statements?
Sure, you can show me your casino statements. What about a life sweat?
Hold on.
My biggest life sweat was going to Where'd I go? Vendome was 6'9" with no security.
Hold on, let's log in here together. This is my casino statements. We're logging in live. So you can see the website.
Is this the one that sponsors you?
No, I'm not even going to say the name of it.
Okay.
Yeah. I just want to show you how much I've won. Tax statements. Oops. Tax statements. Let's look at this one. Full name, address.
No Photoshop.
No, it's real. What's my total win there?
For 4,300,000.
Okay. Now let's look at the next year. Tax statements.
This is a yearly tax statement?
Yeah, every year. It's your win-loss. So let's look at the next year. Right, still me. It's all live, right? I logged in with my face. It's all live. My full name, government, all that. How much did I win that year?
Jesus Christ. Well, okay, so you won 10 million and change that year.
Right, so there's 15 million just from one casino in 2 years. And
I'll
I'll
one
log in
casino, but what about what happened at the win that year?
Great, I'm gonna log in there. Hold on. I'll log in at every single casino that Vegas has.
And this is majority from Baccarat?
Yeah. I'll log in to every single one.
This is making me want to rage gamble tonight.
Oh, what's the website? Why is it wrong? Here. Website. Let's log in. Sign in. Whoops. Email. Do face recognition again. There's my full name again. Whoops. What's my password? Hold on. No. Remind me later.
Okay, so he's actually on the win. I'll verify.
Yeah. Every single one, bro.
I did request this casino. God, I really didn't want you to prove this too.
Allow all.
Not because I wanted you to be, but I didn't know you were gonna come this prepared with this much evidence.
This is easy. All I have to do is go to the website.
No, I know, but
log in.
But I'd only seen the clips of like, yeah, bro, I won 15 million one session, but I didn't know there were receipts like this.
You didn't do any research on me before I came in?
I knew who you were, but I know we're both degenerate gamblers, so I'd rather have a natural conversation.
Okay. Hold on. How do I don't even know what tab it is. Hold on a second.
Okay, but tell me what was your win there?
I had a loss here in 1 year of, I think.
What was the loss?
I think it was 3 million. And then I had a win the next year of slightly less. It was like, or maybe I lost 4 million and won 3 million. Maybe that's what it was. I was a lifetime loser of $1 million at all win properties worldwide.
Okay, and I don't know this. How much of this are you getting cash and how much of this is wired usually?
All cash.
Even if up to 10 million?
Yes. Well, so there's some laws and regulations around it. What was happening was, God, hold on a second. Why is this freaking out? I want to show you.
By the way, Scott's also the biggest degenerate gambler I've ever met in my life. The guy who's producing this.
Mm-hmm. How do I pick the years?
He wants to know if you think you're lucky or you're actually that skilled.
Oh, here we go.
How much of this is luck for you?
No, it's skill. Because
my one thing is with you, like people, we're still looking at the receipts from the win, but everyone's seen 21, right? And those guys hit the casino for a few $1 million and they got caught so quick.
Mm-hmm.
And they knew right away, like, these guys have a serious edge.
Right. But the way I did it was unique. The way they did it was counted cards. Like, counting cards has been around forever. So it was obvious to spot. The way I did it wasn't obvious to spot. So here I won. How much did I win that year at the win?
About 2 million.
2 million. And the only thing here is, look, it only lets me do 3 years, but that's the last year I played there.
Wait, let me see the years.
Yeah, here, go ahead. Click. Go look at whatever you want, bro. Take my phone. Oh. Yeah, go ahead. See my full.
How do you have 2023?
You'll see when you click it, it says 0. It doesn't.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
Because they only do the 3 years or whatever. 2024, it's December right now, so it's not over. So they only have 23 as the most recent. And they only go 3 years back. I guess the win only goes 3 years back, I guess.
Yo, some guy named Sam just texted you, said you owe him 2 million.
Yeah, okay.
Just letting everybody know. There you go. I logged you out. Okay, I believe you.
You want to see other stuff?
No,
pick another casino.
Bro, you got me sold.
No.
I'm just saying, like, my whole thing is 32 million is a lot of money.
I know, I'm rich.
A lot of money for somebody to be up and be able to walk away from Vegas like that.
I'm aware.
And so people have, like, they gotta have their questions, bro. Like, that's fair. It's not every day you see somebody that has this kind of money, that has this, especially in Baccarat. I think Baccarat also makes it a little more unique. Because obviously in blackjack, it's a known thing that you can card count and you can, percentage-wise, you can win. Baccarat, I've never heard that. And I don't play that much Baccarat.
Sure.
but I've never heard of how you can really have that edge in Baccarat.
Well, Phil Ivey did. Kelly's son did. I
Okay,
did.
but like
We just did it different.
besides having insights on the manufacturing of the cards.
Sure.
But other than that, can you have an edge on knowing the cards that come out? Because I know don't they recycle the deck every single time?
No, they throw them out and bring new ones in.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
they throw them out after every single shoot.
Correct.
So how can you really have that edge in Baccarat?
Well, I can't just say that my answer, but in theory, I guess I proved there's a way.
And were you ever able to count cards?
In blackjack?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can count cards. Counting cards is not hard. You can go on YouTube and learn how to count
Well,
cards.
with 2 decks, I feel like you could probably figure it out pretty quick.
You can figure it out in all decks. You can figure it out technically in 100 decks. It doesn't. How many decks doesn't really
Why didn't you
change
ever
the
switch
count.
up Baccarat to blackjack though? If you could count cards,
So in blackjack, again, I prefer double deck. But even at 6 deck, where I could bet a little higher, where I get 50K a bet in double deck, I get 75K in 6 deck. So even if I switch to 6 deck, let's say, I could still bet $250,000 in Baccarat. So I'm doing 4 and 5x the bet each time. Like, why would I switch? Plus, my edge was proven to work in Baccarat. Why would I even switch?
for sure. Okay,
Why
so
would
then
I? I'm making more money, and I was basically guaranteed to win at the time.
so I think at this point with the amount of casinos, dude, you can get action. Like if you're in college, doesn't even matter with DraftKings, FanDuel, Prize Picks, Kurgo. Everyone's gambling at this point.
Sure.
What advice can you give people who are gambling, if any, whether it comes to blackjack, Baccarat?
My first piece of advice for anybody who's gambling is to stop gambling. Don't
Okay,
gamble.
but that's not going to happen.
And if
I've
they're
tried to
gonna-
tell myself that. Scott tried to tell himself that for years. I saw my amount like there was a time on Rebet where I saw my amount wagered, and I was like, "Yo, I need to delete this thing."
Yeah.
And it was just like, I just saw that number and I was like, "Bro, you're a degenerate. Like, you got to chill." I had one losing session in Vegas. Blackjack just went so on tilt, and like I've lost like 10 grand before, like a few times.
Mhm.
But I went on tilt and lost a lot more than that. And I was like, dude, what the are you doing? Like, and you just have to step away.
Sure.
But what I've learned, and maybe this is just me, but it seems to come back around one way or another. And that might be a bad mindset to have. But if I lose 10K in blackjack in Vegas, maybe I'll go play poker next week, or I'll get a sports bet and it'll come back.
This is what used to happen to me. When I used to put everything on the line. All
And
the
is that a
time.
bad mentality to have?
Kind of, because it's sort like if you were to put that in the world as a fact, right? Oh, it's okay if you lose, it'll come
sure.
around.
Yeah.
All you're doing is convincing people to dig a deeper hole, right?
Yeah.
Which I don't want to convince people to gamble. I don't think people should. I think they should not. I would convince people to not gamble if I could. You know, I don't think you're wrong.
Why do you say that if it's changed your life completely?
Because I'm such a rarity. What, you can put me, Phil Ivey, and Kelly's son in a category? It's 3 people in the history of humans. You know what I mean? Like, why?
Yeah.
I don't want. It's such a rarity. Like, I don't
Yeah.
want. You're so incredibly more likely to lose everything you have before you ever win long term.
Yeah.
Like, why would I want to set people up for failure?
I've met a few people like that too. Have you?
Yeah, of course.
I've seen crazy happen, bro. I've seen gambling cause divorces, and
course.
people go bankrupt.
Yeah.
But
Causes immense damage. Yeah, absolutely.
and mentally it can drain you, and people
Suicide, all types of stuff.
life insurance policies, crazy shit, bro. Like I've seen crazy.
Yeah.
But I think I don't endorse it, but I do love gambling. And I think if you are going to gamble, you have to go to Prize Picks. I'll tell you this. I believe you're an all-time winner. I don't think that you have 32 million. I think it's closer to 5 to 10.
Okay, so I just showed you.
You showed me win receipts
Yeah.
from 2 casinos,
Okay.
which I think totaled 14, and then the
Okay.
loss was, what was it, 3 or 4?
I showed you 3 wins. It was 15 million. I'm sorry. It was 10.5 million. We'll call it 10
From
million.
the Venetian.
I showed you 10 million from the Venetian win.
Yeah.
4 million from the Venetian win. I think it was 2.7 million win from the win.
Yes.
Okay, those are the last 3 we just looked at right now.
Mhm.
You know what the math on that is?
No, yeah, I do know the math.
All right.
That's a lot. But I want to
18
know,
million.
but where's the losses?
There can't
Was
be
there-
a loss. It says
No,
win
no, no,
loss.
no,
There's
no, no,
one
no, no,
overall
no,
number.
No, was there losses from other casinos that year that you're not showing?
I had a loss the year I'll show you everything. I gave you my phone. The year previous, I had a loss of 1 million more than I won at win. At the win, I lost. Lifetime, I'm a $1 million lifetime loser at the win. At MGM, I'm up, I forget what. I can log into every single thing with you right now.
Okay.
You
All
can
we don't
literally
gotta
have
do
my
that.
phone.
But my last thing is, how disciplined are you?
Very.
So if you're down $1 million, you'll walk away.
I do all the time. But what I do to help me with that is my best friend, used to when I gambled. He sits with me every time I gamble. And before I gamble, we discuss what my stop win and stop loss is. So he's the one watching my chips so I can just stay on the game, stay dialed. So he goes, Mikki, we're getting up now. You're down, for example, $1 million. You bought in for 3 and you said if you lose $1 million, you're going to take a break for the day. You're down $1 million, we're leaving. And he also has permission in every casino to utilize my chips and my front money as if it's his own. So if he wants to take my chips and put in his pocket, no one's going to stop him, including this casino. That holds me accountable. If you sit there by myself, I will.
You know how many times I've tried to pull people away from the table that have said, hey, if I go down 100 or whatever, if I'm up 100, take me away. That is nearly impossible.
He's my best friend. I'm never going to fist fight him.
Right.
When he puts I know it's in my best interest. I told him.
But would you agree that you've seen it 100 times where people are like, yo, let's take a walk away, and they will not give up.
Yeah. So
and they end up losing 5 times what they would have.
Imagine that you had a rule with the casino.
And the casino agreed to let your friend take the chips off the table.
Absolutely. He could do way more than that with my money per casino, but yes.
Damn, I don't think I've ever heard of that.
I don't know if this is like super true, but I'm pretty sure, to my knowledge, I'm the only one ever that had that rule. Like, I imagine there probably was someone else who like had that request and the casino said yes.
That's that's a game changer.
Yeah, I did that. We did that for 3 years.
I'd be screaming at my friend, bro.
But
so
get the
what? Here.
He's going to save your life. He's going to save your money.
I mean, yeah, you've all right, you've given an answer for everying. I mean, all right, I believe it.
Are you sure you believe it, or you still have doubts?
I believe it, but I'm bearing. Next time you have a party at your house, I'm bringing a shovel and I'm gonna dig a hole in your backyard because I know there's at least $1 million back there.
There's no cash in my backyard.
Yeah, there is.
Are you sure there's no more doubts? Even camera, no camera. Are you sure there's no more doubts? I will give you any information or access to that information.
I'm trying to think if there's anything that I didn't cover.
Is there anything at all that you can consider? I will give you either the information or the access to get that information on your own.
Yeah, you know what is a little interesting though?
Sure.
That I've noticed about gamblers and a lot of people.
I'm an open book.
Why live in LA?
I moved to LA unrelated to gambling. I moved here because I sold my business in Florida. I was just kind of chilling. Me and my girl split up. My best friend was murdered. I was kind of like dolo, and I was like, let me just try something new. I was like, I had maximized my time in Florida, you know? So I moved to LA for 2 reasons. One, it seemed like a super cool place to live, but I had an idea for a new business, and the perfect place to beta test it was LA County because I needed a place of super high income against a place with super low income, and LA County has both in a super close radius, which was good for me to beta test. So I came out here to try it, and before I can sign the lease on my first unit to try it, they announced COVID. I already had the place. It was like the same week that I was going to sign the lease, they announced COVID. So me and my partners were like, let's hold back. We don't know what this is. Mm-hmm. And then while COVID happened, LA shut down, but Vegas stayed open. So I started going to Vegas once a week, and that's actually how this gambling career started.
Sure. Okay, so you don't have to answer any specific amount, but do you have a lot of money in crypto? No.
Nah. But I guess no.
That's an honest answer?
Yeah.
I believe that. That's actually what I would want to hear.
I think crypto's a scam.
There's no part of you that just wants to say, go buy on Coinbase or trade 50K for 50K in ETH and go deposit it into any of these online casinos and go fire?
Not really.
And why is that?
I mean, I got it out of my system. I'm not like addicted to gambling. I don't like have to gamble. You know what I mean? I don't have this thing in my brain that says, bet on it. Like, I don't have that. You know, I did it as first as a source of entertainment, and then like a source of income, like a job. So for me, like, I meet people all the time. They're like, oh, Mikki, I love your stuff. And I'm like, oh, thanks, bro. They're like, yo, we should hang out sometime. I'm like, yeah, for sure. They go, oh, let's hit a casino. And I'm thinking, like, that was my job. That's like if your boy's a plumber, that every time he comes over, you're like, hey, yo, homie, my toilet upstairs is clogged. You mind hitting that? And he's like, what?
No, yeah, I've been there before.
Yeah, so that's
I've been in a layover at the airport, and this kid came up to me, and he was like, bro, we got to take shots. And I was like, bro, it's 11 p.m. I just flew 5 hours here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good. And he's like, well, dude, aren't you full send?
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, yeah, bro, but I'm not. There's no point in me taking shots to fly from Austin to Dallas in this layover.
Yeah.
And he was like, bro, then I'm letting everyone know you're full send. And I was like, okay, dude. But yes, okay. Anyway, I know what you're saying.
So
I get it.
I don't have that issue.
But then again, that's why people want to hang out with me. That's why they want to hang out with you.
Sure. But until they get to know me, if you only think that I'm a gambler, then you don't even know me, homie.
Yeah.
You know?
So what else do you do now? What's your main thing that you do?
I've been doing a ton of movies and TV shows. Fun fact, I was just trending number 4 on Hulu for a show I'm in. I have a show on Nat Geo. I have a show on Discovery Channel.
What are these shows about?
Those three particular shows are about gambling. So if you think that I'm telling any untruths at all, you have to be so outside of your mind to think that any of those platforms will give me a TV show about gambling where I'm telling the same stories I'm telling you and they're not full truths. If you think Discovery Channel is going to pump that kind of money behind a show where I'm telling these stories and they can't 100% prove
Have you ever
all
seen
of it?
American Greed?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
What do you mean?
No, American
Were
Greed.
they fake stories?
No, they're real stories, but they're about like people that weren't very truthful. So I'm just saying they are out there. Okay,
No,
but
they're
wait.
telling stories about people who were scam artists.
Yes.
These aren't shows about me lying and
Okay,
gambling.
wait.
They're shows about me gambling.
Well, I want to ask you one thing.
Yeah.
Would you play me heads up?
I don't think it's fun. Like, sure. Like, I don't know to what
Why not?
end.
Just
I don't enjoy poker. So, like, to
you don't
what end?
So you don't enjoy the competitiveness that comes with gambling at all? It's really just.
If I want to sit in a room and talk
I get that,
nonsense with
'cause
you
it
for
is
6
boring.
hours, yeah,
Yeah.
we can just sit and talk. Like, I don't have to risk spending money to talk to you.
But what if a complete fish came to you and was like, "Yo, I'll play you for $100,000." Guy's never played before. He just wants to try and beat you to say he beat you. You wouldn't do it.
Maybe, but I also don't want to feel like a circus monkey. Like, I'm not like a novelty.
But if
like,
you're so like business calculated, wouldn't you be like, "Yo, I'll sit with this guy for an hour and clean him out"?
Sure, but there's also, you're gambling. Even if I'm the better poker player, there's still variance. So I am risking $100,000 to appease a stranger. It's not that fun. It's not that interesting.
Yeah.
But like, sure, from time to time, yeah, I do play from time to time. Sure.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to play heads up one time. Let's just do it for fun.
Sure.
You don't seem very enthused.
It's not very fun.
Are you happy in life?
Sure.
I think today was the most I've ever seen you smile, like ever on camera or ever in life. So I think that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
What time do you check in
smiler.
tomorrow?
At 9 a.m., I will be in front of a judge getting sentenced.
Okay, and you're just getting cuffed and straight back?
Yeah, the door to the what they do is they take you from the courtroom. They take you. There's a door on the side. The bailiff will take you out. They bring you downstairs and begin the processing. There's 3 buses a day that run. I think there's like a 9, a noon, and a 3 or something. And they ship you from there to whatever location you're at. You're gonna be jailed at.
And have you just come to like fruition and like the truths with the fact that like, yo, I'm getting locked up tomorrow?
Yeah, whatever. I mean, like
You
I
just
said,
accept it and it's like whatever.
yeah, I opted in. Like whatever. I know what I did. I was there when I did it.
Yeah. God damn, bro. It's pretty impressive how accepting you are and just ready to go.
The facts.
I guess I'll see you in 45 days.
Yeah, max 45. I'll be out sooner. I just don't know how much sooner.
Yeah. All right, bro. Well, this has been very educational. I really appreciate you coming on.
Are you sure there's no?
No,
more
there's.
doubts?
I believe.
You're sure there's not an ounce of doubt inside of you?
There's no doubt. I believe. I mean,
sure?
you've been pretty and detailed, and you've showed me a lot of evidence, so I believe it. I think there's always going to be people out there that doubt you, but that's just in like life in general, right?
Sure.
But no, I really appreciate you coming on, bro. I'll see you in 45 days. Enjoy your time.
I'll see you
Mikki
there.
Mase, baby.
Yeah, on my Instagram, I post a link maybe like once a month or so. So you have to follow to see it because I post it on my story. I fund 100% of your gambling.
So you can only win.
You can only win. You cannot lose.
No downside. Go
No
check it out.
downside, no risk.
Especially if you doubt him, go check it out.